Welcome to the Equas region, a Pokemon Fakemon region that is loosely based on Ecuador and the Galapagos Islands, with influences from adventure stories such as The Lost World, Atlantis, King Kong, and many more. There are also a few little secrets in this region that I'll show you throughout the video too. Overall though, there are a lot of references to South American culture, flora and fauna. The games are called Pokemon Future and Pokemon Past, as there are also a lot of prehistoric inspirations too, specifically within the prehistoric enclave. Now this region is created by JoshuaDunlop and I've linked their Instagram in the description for you to check them out. Now let's get into the complete Pokedex for the Equus region. Floratops, grass type. During the day, these like to sunbathe, absorbing the sunlight through their shields in their heads. Floratops play by ramming their heads into things, often getting themselves into trouble in the process, based on ceratopsians and cacti. Calicotops, grass type. They are quite boisterous and love to start fights with large Pokemon and often get into fights they struggle to win. Calicotops are known to be quite protective, especially with young or injured Pokemon. Stenocactops, grass and ground type. Stenocactops are known to have one of the longest names in the Pokemon world. Once a Stenocactops charges, it is very hard for them to stop unless they collide with something. The base rate shiny odds for Pokemon in this region are 1 in 8,192, but there is also an ultra shiny version for every Pokemon in the region. These have a rate of 1 in 10,000 and cannot be boosted. Most ultra shiny Pokemon can be found in the wild, but the only way to breed them is to have 2 shiny Pokemon breed together. Good luck, shiny hunters. Kotiki, fire type. Kotiki are relatively shy Pokemon, but when they feel comfortable, love to jump and spin on their tails. Its tail can reach extremely high temperatures when it is scared. Based on Capoeira and the Cotamundi. Kotorcha, fire type. Kotorcha are hot-headed, especially when their training is interrupted. They can whip their tails so fast that flames spark from the tip. Kocinda, fire and fighting type. Kocinda are powerful Pokemon, using the combination of fight dancing and fiery tail whips to defeat opponents. When spinning on their arms, they can create tornadoes of flame. Hippofoam, water type. Hippofoam are extremely playful and love a lot of attention. They are known to play pranks on other Pokemon. When excited, they create a large amount of foam until they are entirely covered from head to toe, based on the hippopotamus and hydrothermal vents. Hippoleather, water and rock type. These bubbly Pokemon love to soak in shallow water in the midday sun. If startled, they can shoot rockets of bubbles from the rocky spires on their back. Hippothermal, water and rock type. Despite being water rock types, the bubbles coming from their vents can reach extremely high temperatures. Though seen as placid creatures, if surprised, they can be very aggressive, especially when around their babies. There are 2 new Pokemon typings in the Equus region, the Sound type and the Celestial type. Here's how they fit into the type table. Be on the lookout for new Pokemon with these 2 typings. Chipek, flying type. A docile little bird, they like to eat seeds by pecking the ground. If attacked, they will call out to their friends who then defend as a group, based on the Blue Jay and air racing. J-Reel, flying type. Unlike Chipek, J-Reel are easily bothered and will attack even when unprovoked. They can fly through trees at tremendous speeds, so much so it almost looks like a dance. Blue Jet, flying type. Incredibly loyal and protective of their trainers, they were once used as an aerial king guard for an ancient civilization. Their claws are incredibly sharp and have been known to slash through steel. Hopspring, bug and grass type. Hopspring are common little bug Pokemon that make chirping noises when they rub their hind legs together. It can jump extremely high, allowing them to avoid danger quickly, based on the Grasshopper and motorbikes. Locust Stalk, bug and grass type. Locust Stalk are so large that people can sit on their backs and jump large distances instead of flying. Their back legs are so powerful they can kick through a stone wall. Stumbug, bug and grass type. Stumbug are incredibly shy and freeze if ever discovered in the wild. They can stick their base to the sides of trees in order to try and disguise themselves as a cut-off branch, based on stick insects and silk floss trees. Twigotodea, bug and grass type. Twigotodea are masters of disguise and can remain still in trees for weeks at a time. They can sometimes even confuse each other for branches, causing them to fall from treetops. Fabranch, bug and grass type. Fabranch are covered in sharp spikes that it uses to fend off predators. Fabranch can use their leaf-like wings to glide from treetop to treetop. Bibino, sound and normal type. Bibino cries so loudly that it's said to shatter glass. It can only be soothed with food. Bibino sleep for most of the day, but if woken will wail at the top of their lungs, based on the opossum and an umbrella. Possumbrella, normal type. Possumbrella like to sleep upside down in trees. When it rains, its upturned fur acts as an umbrella, keeping its upper half dry. They often find their way into people's bins, eating up any leftover snacks. If surprised, they will pretend to be asleep. It has a split evolution based on whether it is male or female. Possum Mama, normal type. Possum Mama will carry a number of Bibino on her back and tail. If threatened, she will fling them at potential attackers. The resulting cry frightens them so much they run away. They can be found rescuing lost baby Pokemon no matter the species, keeping them safe from harm. Possapapa, normal type. Possapapa have keen noses for precious metals and will spend hours sniffing them out and collecting them in its burrow. The fluffy tuft at the end of its tail spreads out to make a makeshift umbrella when held upside down, allowing it to seek out gold no matter the weather. Flowpup, normal type. Flowpup are usually quite subdued, however when they do get excited they often trip over their long ears. Flowpup can shake their heads so fast that their ears can clap together and create a sonic boom, based on the Beagle and the Bloodhound. Houndour, normal type. Houndour have one of the best noses in the Pokemon kingdom. They can track down anything as long as they have its scent. Though these Pokemon appear to sleep a lot, they will get huge boosts of energy as soon as they're giving something to hunt. Vischica, electric type. When Vischica clean their whiskers, they can build up a powerful electric charge, resulting in a large EMP. Vischica are thought to share a distant ancestor with Kanto's Pikachu family, separated by thousands of years, based on Viscacha and the electromagnetic pulse. Maramorte, ghost and fairy type. It is said that when Maramorte appear, someone is about to pass and will be led in song to the afterlife. Maramorte can manifest energy instruments that can be used in a variety of unique attacks, based on Dia de Muertos and Mariachi. Hornbird, sound and flying type. These little birds may look small and sweet, but Hornbird can make powerful sound blasts. When scared, Hornbird let out powerful calls that make predators turn and run, based on hornbills and a sonic boom. Tocophony, sound and flying type. Tocophony are fiercely territorial and attack with powerful sonic booms of sound. It's been said that if Tocophony build up enough power, their blast can break through a steel door. Chilibara, ice and water type. When scared, Chilibara will bury themselves in the snow with only their ears exposed. Their ice-cold breath can freeze water in a matter of seconds, based on the capybara. Chiliguaya, ice and water type. They spend a large amount of their time floating in icy waters. Chiliguaya use their icy breath to create icebergs, which they relax on during the day. Sucora, water type. These baby Pokemon often seek this shelter by attaching themselves to a larger Pokemon, such as Mantine. Sucora often get caught in currents and are swept all over the world. Sucora is a pre-evolution to Remoraid and has a three-way split evolution. It is based on Remora fish, flying fish, and the strange small fish that attached to Mantine in original artwork for Mantine. This was said to be Remoraid but looks quite different. Later artwork changed this small fish to look a lot more like Remoraid. Sukuba, water type. The suction cup on their head is so powerful they are nearly impossible to remove by force. Sukuba like to attach themselves to Pokemon they deem powerful. Sailora, water and flying type. They can leap out of the water at great speed, allowing them to glide through the air. Sailora are often seen following large ships, jumping through the surf and catching the air. Chipingo, normal type. Chipingo love to play in the mud, so much that their feet sometimes get weighed down from the buildup of mud. They can evolve into 3 different Pokemon by eating different coloured algae, based on flamingos and Latin dancers. Flamumbo, normal and flying type. Flamumbo specializes in defensive moves using its dance-like movements to block attacks. When threatened, Flamumbo will do an amazing dance-like display to confuse and scare its attacker. Flasalsa, normal and flying type. Flasalsa are known for their fiery tempers and are quick to challenge anyone that invades their space. When attacking, Flasalsa uses swift dance-like moves that allow them to get in some surprise attacks. Florumba, normal and flying type. Florumba are the fastest of Chipingo's evolutions and are incredibly hard to hit in battle. Florumba are thought to have the softest temperaments of the 3, but can be skittish when meeting anyone new. Gekol, fire and dark type. Gekol are a little absent-minded and often start fires by accident when trying to catch prey with their lava-like tongues. They are incredibly curious and often find themselves in places where they shouldn't be, based on the gecko, the Komodo dragon, and lava lizards. Kolomodo, fire and dark type. Kolomodo spend the majority of their lives living inside the intense heat of a live volcano, only venturing out to hunt. Their internal temperature is so hot that it rivals magma, so much so that it can digest stone. Gargalwana, water type. These little Pokemon spend most of their day soaking up the sun on the seashore, but occasionally you will see them surfing the waves on their boat-like bodies. If frightened, they jump into the water and float on the surface. Using their back legs and tail, they can shoot off across the water at great speeds, based on the marine iguana and a geyser. Geyserwana, water and fire type. Geyserwana are a large, ill-mannered Pokemon that can shoot powerful boiling hot geysers from their nostrils. They can superheat water inside their bodies and shoot both boiling water and steam at their enemies. Canonpita, grass and fire type. These carnivorous plants can fire their heads at attackers like a cannonball. At night, Canonpita will close their flowers and sleep, but be careful not to wake them. based on the Cannonball tree and cannons. Carniflora, grass and fire type. These carnivorous plants can fire biting heads from their arms like powerful cannons that explode on impact. At night, Carniflora turn their head and arms up to the sky and can be mistaken for normal, if not large, flowers from a distance. Spornixie, water and ghost type. Spornixie stick to trees or large leaves near ponds or rivers. They survive inside protective bubble-like gel. They have the ability to make people see things in order to protect themselves. One of the most common is a scary creature living in the water below them, based on the glass frog and water spirits. Nymphaqua, water and ghost type. After evolving, they drop from the trees into the water below. They communicate by flashing colours along their tails. These playful Pokemon are very curious of humans and will often entice them to play in the water by flashing bioluminescent light. Frogglass, psychic and ghost type. Frogglass have translucent skin and when scared can turn completely invisible. Similar to Mr. Mime, Frogglass can create invisible walls. It uses them to jump through the air, landing on seemingly invisible panes of psychic glass. Sharkin, water and electric type. Sharkin stay close to the reefs, often hiding in little caves during the day, only to come out in search of food. If predators get too close, they can let out a display of sparks to scare them, based on the black-tipped reef shark and electro-reception. Sharif, water and electric type. Sharif hunt in small packs, chasing their prey and zapping them until they get tired. Sharif are tricksters and will often play pranks on other unsuspecting Pokemon. Sharazer, water and electric type. Sharazer are very territorial and have known to slice holes in the bottom of boats with their sharp fins. They can charge themselves up and move at great speed in a flash of electricity. Polybril, water and psychic type. Polybril have sharp beaks used to break through tough coral. Their bite is so powerful it can cut through steel. They have large brains that power their psychic abilities. They can move large boulders with just the power of their mind, based on the parrotfish and cerebral. Babor, normal type. Babor tend to stay close to their parents, so if you see one on its own, keep an eye out. They love to roll around in mud and dig up truffles with their snout, based on the peccary and the barbaroussa. Pecarage, normal type. Pecarage have a mean temper and will attack anything that gets on their last nerve. They have a keen sense of smell and can be used to hunt down hidden items in the wild. Barbaroussa, normal type. Barbaroussa are well known for being aggressive, especially when protecting their young. Once they lock onto their victim, they will charge at them relentlessly, never stopping. Moonish, water and celestial type. At night, Moonish give off a beautiful glow when exposed to the light of the moon. They only emerge at night and can light up a coral reef with a glittery display. It has a split evolution, based on the moonfish and Opa. Lunopa, water and celestial type. Lunopa's cores are kept at a high temperature. When they brightly glow, the water around them can boil. Lunopa head into the open ocean soon after they evolve, preferring solidarity to the busy coral reefs. Solar Molar, water and celestial type. Solar Molar are not the smartest Pokemon and have been known to unknowingly cut holes in the bottom of boats with their sharp crystal-like fins. Unlike Moonfish, Solar Molar enjoy the warmth of the sun and loves nothing more than absorbing solar rays out in the open ocean, based on the Sunfish and the Sunstone calendar. Widectus, bug and poison type. These tiny Pokemon have incredibly venomous bites, but very rarely use them unless threatened. Widectus are easily identified by the skull and crossbones pattern on their backs to warn off anyone who strays too close, based on the Black Widow spider and the Orb Weaver spider. Orbidea, bug and poison type. Orbidea have long spindly legs that allow them to tower over potential prey and ensnare their prey with web. They have one of the most dramatic size changes when they evolve. Stories tell of native tribes riding them into battle. Cataqua, water and ground type. Cataqua are known by locals as extremely dim-witted Pokemon, so much so that they have been seen willingly swimming into fishermen's nets. These Pokemon like to dig holes along the water banks, often causing accelerated erosion and dangerous mudslides, based on the red-tailed catfish and fishing urban legends. Gargamazon, water and steel type. Fishermen have long told stories of giant fish that would drag entire boats to the bottom of the lake if hooked on a line. Male Cataqua evolve into Gargamazon when it's exposed to metal ore found at the bottom of deep Equus lakes. For generations, people have used metal ore to create metal coat. Charmaran, water and dark type. Sharpedo can evolve into Charmaran when exposed to deep sea kelp that has floated to the surface from the dark trenches below. Charmaran spend most of their time on the surface of the ocean, where they can move at tremendous speeds. Trainers often use them to get from island to island, based on the Trimaran and the Sharpedo jet ski from the Pokemon anime. Dartoad, poison and grass type. Dartoad can pull the spikes from its arms and fire them through bamboo blow darts at great speeds. They are said to be one of the most poisonous Pokemon in the world, and trainers must handle them with caution, based on the poison dart frog and blowguns. Projectoad, poison and grass type. They can fire their poisonous darts and hit a target from up to a mile away. Projectos live deep in the jungle and are highly skilled at keeping hidden in the canopy. Their poison has been said to knock out a charging Nidoking in seconds. Emotomara, bug and fairy type. These tiny spiders express their emotions through vibrant patterns on their back, which they change depending on how they are feeling. Emotomara will do a colourful shimmering dance when they are happy. It's said that this dance can calm even the angriest Pokemon, based on the peacock spider and emoticons. Tyrascal, fighting type. These Pokemon are always full of energy and are quick to start fights with other Pokemon, no matter their size. Tyrascal love to get in trouble and love to try and prove their strength at any opportunity, based on Layla Ali and Marie Lang. Hitmonlang, fighting type. These Pokemon are incredibly fast on their feet and can dish out 40 spin kicks per minute. Hitmonlang have powerful legs that can withstand incredible force. They have even been seen training by kicking concrete. Hitmonali, fighting type. Their punches have such precision, it's very hard for them to miss and are known to knock out Pokemon 3 times their size. Hitmonali have flexible arms and legs, allowing them to spring out of the way of attacks and launch multiple punches at a time. Hitmongyro, fighting type. They can spin incredibly fast, so much so they can create a small tornado around them. Hitmongyro have the ability to spin on both their head and tail spike, allowing them to spin for hours, based on a spin top and a gyroscope. Calforo, normal type. Calforo are incredibly friendly Pokemon and will befriend anyone they meet in seconds. They like to stay close to their mothers, otherwise they will moo loudly until they are reunited, based on the Texas Longhorn cow and Neapolitan ice cream. Tora, normal and fairy type. Tora can create flavoured milk if fed certain foods. Because of this, it's one of the most farmed Pokemon in Equus. Their male counterparts, Tauros, are specifically bred for travel, however Tora's backs are too weak to be ridden. Glubble, water type. Glubble have shells that look like air bubbles, however they are in fact made of very hard, clear resin. They fill them up with salt water so they can travel on the shore. When in danger, they can create huge bubbles filled with helium from their mouths, which allow them to rocket to the surface. They can also create bubble rafts taking them to different islands, based on the bubble snail and raft snails. Corductor, sound and flying type. Chatot are known to fly back and forth from Sinnoh to Equus. However, they only evolve into Corductor when it hears a Pokepan flute. Once they evolve, they stop traveling overseas. Corductor loves human music and are known to learn and sing along to many popular songs of the area in perfect harmony, based on a conductor and a macaw. Alpinata, fairy and celestial type. Alpinata have incredibly soft fur that people use to create colourful clothes with. They have incredible balance and have been seen hopping from rock to rock in the high alpine mountains, based on the pinata, llamas, and alpacas. Llama Pichu, fairy and celestial type. Llama Pichu are seen as a symbol of prosperity in the Equus region, and colourful paper dolls are hung around mountain towns on people's birthdays. Their fur makes the softest clothes, and is highly sought after as each colour gives off its own unique sweet scent. Orchatter, grass and sound type. Orchatter fill the canopies with loud chittering. Their whooping calls can be heard up to 2 miles away. They give off a beautiful scent and were once sought after by pirates to make perfumes. Their curious nature also made them perfect pirate pets, based on the monkey orchid and the howler monkey. Catkiss, grass and poison type. Catkiss are naughty little Pokemon and love to play pranks on desert hikers. Though small, these Pokemon are very brave and will hold their ground against any threat, but that might be due to its poisonous barbs. Based on the Manticore, Cactus Cat, Saguaro Cactus, and Caves Lions. Mantiguaro female, grass and poison type. When female Catkiss evolve, they turn into Mantiguaro female. They are much faster and more nimble than their male counterparts. Mantiguaro female forms strong bonds with other females and can always be found in a pride of 3 in the wild. Mantiguaro male, grass and poison type. When male Catkiss evolve, they turn into Mantiguaro male. They are powerful Pokemon and tend to be solitary creatures in the wild. Though they have wings, Mantiguaro males cannot fly, but use their sharp edges as skilled weapons in battle. Corsail, water and rock type. Corsail is Corsola's regional evolution, and can only evolve into its final form in the Equus region. People bring their Corsola from all over specifically for this region. Their backs are home to hundreds of species of coral and creatures, essentially making them a moving reef that helps spread the coral all over the region's sandy coastlines, based on a coral reef and the Galarian Corsola. Submorna, water and steel type. Submorna are very kind Pokemon and have been known to rescue sailors thrown overboard. They keep them safe inside their hollow translucent fin. They can dive to incredible depths and have been found in the deepest parts of the ocean. Their spots light up in the darkness and ships have been known to follow them to avoid rocks at night, based on a submarine and the whale shark. Dashboard, celestial and electric type. Though at first this might look like a balloon animal, it is in fact a Pokemon. They are made of pure light but seem to function like a computer program similar to Porygon. Dashboard could be mistaken for a ghost type due to its ability to pass through solid objects. They are thought to have been created by an ancient civilization lost to the sea thousands of years ago, based on the dash hand and the visible spectrum. Carfish, water and poison type. Though they might not look it, carfish are actually poisonous and can release a toxic cloud when startled. Carfish can often be found grazing on fields of seaweed that cover the seabed and rocks of the southern coast, based on the longhorn cowfish and cattle. Hairfish, water and poison type. Hairfish are very territorial and will guard their herd with a scary ferocity, charging at anything they deem a threat. Their horns are actually poisonous barbs that are filled with a powerful toxin that can knock out a fully grown Wailord. Yuri, psychic and electric type. Yuri were discovered in the ruins of a lost civilization that sank to the bottom of the ocean thousands of years ago. They are a form of artificial Pokemon that seem to be created by humans to help them complete complex tasks. Though it cannot speak, it can implant answers to complex questions directly into your mind, based on AI and the brain. Cortexi, psychic and electric type. Cortexi are essentially sentient supercomputers. They have the ability to solve incredibly advanced maths equations in the matter of seconds. They use their advanced psychic abilities to connect directly with the human brain, allowing them to download information and images, but strangely, not words. Pokerus, electric and ghost type. Pokerus are a tiny Pokemon found in the ruins of a sunken civilization. They can evolve into Rotom when traded holding a coding crystal. They have the ability to possess the bodies of Pokemon or humans for a short amount of time, after which the Pokemon will be infected with the Pokerus virus, based on Pokerus and a virus. Virom, electric and ghost type. If a Pokerus is traded holding a corrupted coding crystal, it evolves into a Virom. Unlike Rotom, they cannot possess electrical items. However, they can also possess Pokemon, forcing them to use attacks against themselves. Virom cause a wake of havoc wherever they go, destroying and corrupting anything electrical in their path. Dimunch, ground and grass type. Dimunch live in the prehistoric enclave where they have stayed protected and unchanged for millions of years. They are thought to be a distant cousin to Bulbasaur due to the plants on their back. They have a powerful bite and once locked on, it's hard to persuade them to let go, based on a traveler's palm and a Dimetriodon. Diecrunch, ground and grass type. Diecrunch live in the prehistoric enclave when they have stayed protected and unchanged for millions of years. They like to relax in midday sun, absorbing the warmth and sunlight through the plant on their backs. They have such a powerful bite that it could crush steel. Toxoteris, poison and flying type. Toxoteris are found in the prehistoric enclave, separated from the rest of the world for millions of years. They fly together in large flocks, creating unique patterns in the sky. They have razor-sharp poisonous wings that it uses to fight off any intruders in its territory. The poison is known to have hallucinogenic effects, based on toxic birds and pterosaurs. Noxyterra, poison and flying type. Noxyterra are found in the prehistoric enclave, separated from the rest of the world for millions of years. They prefer to be solitary flyers, attacking their prey from above. They excrete a poison that covers their entire body. They are often seen preening and spreading the toxin all over their razor-sharp wings and tail. Parasong, sound and psychic type. Parasong live in the prehistoric enclave, untouched by time for millions of years. They can make beautiful sounds from the holes in their crest and back that they use to communicate to each other over long distances, based on wood flutes and the Parasaurolophus. Charanote, sound and psychic type. Charanote create beautiful melodic tones that sound like an orchestra of wind instruments that can be heard from miles away. It is said that the prehistoric enclave wasn't discovered sooner because people were scared away by strange music coming from the island. They were convinced the music was made by evil spirits when in fact it was herds of Charanotes. Braracoria, grass and rock type. These titans are found in the redwood forest of the prehistoric enclave, cut off from the rest of the world for millions of years. Braracoria are now thought to be the largest and heaviest living land Pokemon in the world. Many flying type Pokemon make their home in its branches, based on Brachiosauridae and sequoia trees. Boltling, steel and flying type. Boltling can glide short distances by using the feathers on their forearms. These feathers are also razor sharp. In the wild, it is rare for them to leave the nest, which is made up of scrap metal and branches. It is the pseudo-legendary Pokemon for the region, based on the Harpy Eagle and the Griffin. Harpingot, steel and flying type. Harpingot have razor-sharp claws that can cut through steel. They can be quite temperamental, so make sure to give them space. They can fly to great heights and drop out of the sky onto unsuspecting prey. They use their feathered tails to help them steer when flying. Griffocane, steel and flying type. Griffocane were once tamed and ridden by an ancient civilization and will guard the gates of the now lost city called Azure. If you can earn their trust, Griffocane will allow you to ride them through the skies and make for a powerful mount. Dolphlip, water and fairy type. Dolphlip live in the murky rivers of the prehistoric enclave and are actually completely blind. However, they can use their ultra high frequency sonar to see their surroundings. They are a very friendly and curious Pokemon as they have never had contact with humans until recent years. Based on river dolphins and Encante. Crocodile, Steel and Psychic type. The dark legend of Crocodile has filtered down through history and is said to be the Pokemon that destroyed an ancient civilization. Created by an ancient people to fight a prehistoric rival, its immense power was too much to control and it eventually turned on its creators. It is the first legendary Pokemon of the region, based on the Kraken and the giant squid. Gigatitan, Water and Dark type. Gigatitan is the legendary protector of the prehistoric enclave. It is said that thousands of years ago, it attacked an ancient civilization who tried to plunder the resources of the valley. Legend has it that an ancient civilization created a mighty weapon in order to destroy Gigatitan, only for it to turn on its creators. It is the second legendary Pokemon of the region, based on a Giganotosaurus and Godzilla. Hamoria, Grass and Fairy type. Hamoria is known as the luck Pokemon, and legend has it that anyone who possesses a Hamoria will prosper in any endeavor. They are said to be incredibly shy and skittish. They can move at tremendous speeds, so fast it looks like they are teleporting. Their wings move at such fast speeds it's hard to see with the naked eye. It is the third legendary Pokemon of the region, based on the spatule tail hummingbird and a carbuncle. Ossilusion, Fairy and Psychic type. These mysterious Pokemon were thought to be a myth, but have been spotted in the deep jungles of Equas. It's said that if you befriend one, it can show you your deepest desires. Ossilusion create illusions that often create crazy effects that disorientate an attacker, giving it the name the Mirage Pokemon. It is the fourth legendary Pokemon of the region, based on the Ocelot and an illusion. There is a DLC for this region with new islands and 70 more Pokemon to discover, so keep an eye out for that video soon. And if you enjoy this type of content, why not check out another full Pokedex video?